Hi there, this is Dazzlerian. I hope you're all enjoying the new DLC as much as I am. I wanted to put together a quick video about the switch and column puzzles in Shulva Sanctum City. So here goes. I've cleared out all the enemies in this area, so I'm just going to be running from switch to switch to look at the effect each one has. The first switch you come across, as soon as you make that first corner, there's an enemy sitting on the ground there. You'll find a sniper right in front of you, as well as some enemies lying on the ground, and some other snipers up there on the platform to the left. So if you hit the switch and run straight for the hole, you'll be able to jump on the column and ride it up, from which you'll have a very nice vantage to shoot all the people shooting arrows at you without getting shot yourself. If you stand far enough back toward the center of the column, you'll be able to hit them, but their arrows will hit you. When you go to jump off, make sure you have your silver cat ring on. That's a good thing to keep on for the whole level, actually. This is one of the few columns that has an open middle, which means that once you hit the switch again to send it down, you can either stand on the middle, just jump on as it's lowering, or stand on the very top of the column. And these will take you to two different levels in the area. So there, jump on if you want to get to the bottom level, and there, jump on if you want to get to the mid-level. You can also, if you want to get to the mid-level, just fall down the hole. Especially wearing the silver cat ring on, you won't lose all that much health. To go on with the level, you want to be on the middle level, so you want to land on the top of the column. The going to the bottom level only gets you to a single goodie and an enemy, so we'll deal with that in a little bit. The next switch is standing here on your right. You'll hit it and cause a column to rise out of the hole there. There should be an enemy standing on the middle platform right there. He'll jump down and attack you, but for our purposes, you want to ride the ceiling of the column, the top of the column, up, and then you'll be jumping across to get an item you can't get any other way. So, hit the switch again to bring the column up, and then step into the hole to catch your ride. And if you look over to your right, you'll see a corpse with a shiny on it. This is a bit of a tough jump, so be careful. You want to jump a little bit back from the edge of the column you're standing on. It might take a try or two. You'll be rewarded with the Dark Quartz Ring+3, which provides the best protection against dark elemental damage in the game. Now you can either ride down on the middle platform there, or on the ceiling. I'll ride down on the middle platform, which takes us to the low level. There's only one thing to do here. Not very exciting. If you look to your left, you'll see the very first column, the one we rode on to snipe the enemies. So they both take you down to the same place, the first two columns. And there's our one goodie. It's a Longbow +7. So once you get that, it seems like you're kind of trapped. You'll have to back up away from the Longbow corpse and look up, and you'll just see the top of another switch that controls this particular column. There it is. So just shoot the top of it. You'll ride up. There's an enemy on each side of you here, one that should be just about facing you and another standing behind you. You can snipe them before you drop off the column if you want, or you can just jump down and whack them with swords. If you'd ridden the ceiling of the column you rode to jump to the Dark Quartz Ring, you'd be right here, looking out, by the way. So now here we are. That second enemy I was telling you about is around here to the right. There's a little corpse with a shiny on it as well, a poison stone. And now you have three different paths as you walk up this little set of stairs. The left and the right are dead ends. The center is the way you want to go eventually, but let's hit the right and left first, just to get them taken care of. So here you need to make a little walkway. You have two different sliding platforms. The first one is right there. You can see it coming out. You can make the jump here, but in case you can't make the jump, you can also put out a second platform to make that a complete walkway. There's a shiny. You just saw the switch that controls the second platform. On the other end of that walkway, where you'll be going in a second, there's an enemy standing with a bow who can see you, and an enemy hiding in that little corner that you can't see with, I think it's a sword and a spear, or a shield and a spear. So when you walk across, you'll see your bow enemy, but you'll be ambushed from the right by the shield enemy. So be careful of that. Now, to complete the pathway to that door you see at the top of the screen with the red glow, you need to hit the switch behind your two enemies to bring out this large platform, and now your way across is complete. So head straight through there. You'll need to roll to smash some pots into this room with the strange kind of pustule creatures. There's one on the ceiling that you can shoot with your bow and arrow here. There are 3 more on this level. Be careful, because if you roll through the non-moving pustules, you set off some corrosive acid, which looks like it takes away your health, and it might also damage your equipment durability. I'm not quite sure. There's an Elizabeth mushroom. This is also an excellent vantage to snipe. There are at least 3 other archers on this path that I'm showing you right now, as well as 2 enemies lying on the ground pretending to be dead. So if you have a bow, and that's the sort of gameplay you like, game style you have, then definitely take advantage of that. They can be a little tricky to deal with otherwise. That's all that there is for the right pathway, so let's go back and take the left pathway. You'll be in another room with the glowing red pustules. There are 2 pustule creatures in here to kill. There's a little shiny for you. Hang a left. You'll come up a little rise to another switch. Oh, I'm sorry. First, there's a little detour you can take here. Fall off this platform to one directly below it, and behind you, you'll see a little shiny to pick up. Run back and jump to the stairs there. This was a little difficult for me. I fell in a few times, so make sure to make a running jump, not a rolling, like a running roll, because that's not going to take you far enough. So anyway, head back into the pustule room. Out to the left, you'll see your next switch right here. If you hit it, you'll bring up a column that will make it much easier for you to get to that door. There it is. Cross over, there's an enemy standing right in front of you to take out, and then head up the stairs. What you'll find up here is the Poisonbite Ring+1, and also if you drop straight off here, you'll be on the path that leads back to the first bonfire. So that's the very start of the level, and I believe this is the only way to get back to the bonfire without having to use an ascetic or a homeward bone or the homeward spell. So if you ever need to return, but don't want to re-trigger any of the enemies, that's your way, or if you don't have any homeward bones or anything. So now, moving forward towards the end of the level, if you walk down this set of stairs, you'll have this strange critter that looks like a clump of those poison statues, but when you get close to it, actually starts moving around, so it's sort of like a bunch of statues on a turtle or something. The way to kill it is to shoot it with arrows. You can only hit the moving turtle part. If you hit the poison statues that are on its shell, you won't do it any damage at all. And it shoots poison at you, and it's just nasty, so take it out. Down the little hill to the left, there's an enemy inside the room and an enemy standing right outside the door here. If you hook around to the right and walk up these stairs, this is sort of base camp for the big puzzle area. You'll be jumping down those columns you just saw quite a bit, and that's where you'll always end up. So this is the path to remember, because it'll get you back to the main drag here. Before we go forward, let's go up the stairs to the left. There will be another enemy in this room to your left as you go in the door, and then outside to the right, there's a body that has a dried root on it. And you only get one of those per game. It's like anything in an iron chest. So if you bonfire ascetic, it won't be there anymore, which is why you don't see one in my game. I've already done this. So now we're ready to move forward with this level. If you haven't sniped the archers, this is an excellent little tip. If you shoot the right of the 2 switches there, you'll raise the column which blocks 2 archers from your sight. So you can deal with the one archer who's standing right there and an enemy who's lying on the ground pretending to be dead without needing to worry about getting arrows coming in from 2 other directions. Now, probably the very best part of this particular level is the trip to the bonfire, which is nice and easy. You'll want to do this as early as you can because it's always best to have a checkpoint set closer than the beginning of the level. So shoot the switch with a bow and arrow and ride the column up to your second bonfire. This is called the Tower of Prayer bonfire. From there you can get out by jumping back on the column and riding down, or you can also go out the other door and drop down onto the corpse with the dried root that we just looked at. Back down the stairs will take you to where we started. I think of these columns as 1 through 4, 1 being the one we just raised, and then 2, 3, 4 going left to right. So I just brought 1 back down, because to bring up 2, the one directly to the right, we need to have an angle on the switch that is only gettable from this angle, from standing on column 1 or standing on that platform I was telling you about as being our base camp. And the reason we want to raise 2, as you'll notice, is that there are 2 shinies on it on various levels that you can only get to by jumping across it from columns that are lower down. So if you jump to 2 from 1, you get the Darknight Stone, and then you'll want to jump back to 1. Be careful about this. You'll want to get enough of a run up, which is kind of difficult. You only can really do it from that angle I just showed you. I've died there a lot, so take it slow as you're trying to get back from 2. You head back up, go to the right of the second column, and you'll have the third column, and the switch that triggers the third column is the one directly to your right there. So if you shoot it and then start looking to the left and jump to the left, as it goes past the second shiny you see on column 2, you'll get the Thunder Quartz ring +3, which is it provides you the best defense of any ring against lightning elemental damage. So once you have 2 and 3 erect, you can just roll back down onto column 1, and from there back onto your base camp platform, or just erect column 1 again too. You can drop down to the main path from there, and if you have the cat ring or the feline pants or anything like that, you'll be just fine. If you're like me, you already have the 4th column, the rightmost, up because it was screening you from the archers. So that will have put up all 4, which gives you a path to the bonfire. There are 2 more columns to deal with, and I have to admit, I have no idea what this one is for. I fooled around with it, I looked below it, I looked above it, I looked to its right and left. The switch is right there, it's set slightly below the path. You can shoot it from the path or from standing on the column itself. You come up to about the same level as the 4 columns on the other side. I really have no clue what this is doing. So if any of you know or figure it out, please drop me a line or leave me a comment so I can add the information to this walkthrough. But for now, I'm just treating it as a red herring from FromSoft. There's one more column and switch combination, and you wouldn't find this unless you were really looking for it. And I finally found it by noticing there was that cave opening there to my character's left right now. And if you look straight down, you'll see way down there a column. And if you look left of the cave opening, you see this tiny little glimmer, which might be a switch hiding behind those red petrify stones. They shoot little petrify juice at you, which is really awful. And if you jump down on the column, you see, sure enough, you have a perfect angle on a switch. So shoot up at it. It'll take you on a ride straight up to the cave opening. If you don't run off into the cave opening as the column is rising, don't worry, because it's open underneath, so you can just use it as a walkway as well. Grab your torches there. There are 3 more of those turtle enemies, so shoot them and then head through the path. It's a straight shot. You'll run across this bizarro tree stump with wobbly eyes. I don't really know what's going on. Sort of reminds me of the Deku seeds in Zelda Wind Waker, except a little creepier. You'll find a notched whip +7 and the promised walk of peace, which is a hex that slows down everyone in a certain area. Their walking speed, I mean, it reduces them to walking. I'm sure there'll be lots of belly aching about that once the PvP community gets to use it. If you climb up the ladder inside that little column at the end, you'll see the pathway formed by the 4 you raised earlier. You can roll straight to your bonfire. And as far as I can tell, that's the extent of the switch and column puzzles in this area. If there's anything I've missed or anything I've been doing wrong, please let me know and I'll update my video. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I hope this helped, and I will see you around Shulva.